Let me tell you what America means to me.
I love talking to Utah.
There's a hunger for candid voices.
Absolutely.
The stories of people creating change in Utah. This is Radioactive with Troy Williams.
I was a fairly easy mark when I was a kid. Wasn't really part of the dominant religion. Never could you categorize me as popular. So, like many people, this comics medium was a refuge. The other thing is that I thought that comic books explored things way before other people did, like racial issues, gay rights issues, women's issues. There's a comic book out there for any issue that you're interested in.
Chris Hoffman is the Director of Learning Systems in the Division of New Learning at Westminster. He's transformed his comics avocation into his career, and he's setting out to revolutionize how we read comics. And not only that, Chris is gearing up to launch his new comic, Salt City Strangers, which features the world's first all-Mormon superhero team.
Years ago, a friend of mine, Dave, we sat around and I said, I want to do a comic book where I get to draw cool places in Utah. And he said, well, why don't you come up with a superhero that uses Orrin Porter Rockwell's guns, and he's a cowboy in modern times. And then I started telling some other friends, and they started coming up with other Utah-themed superheroes. And then 4 of them came in a row, where I was like, oh my gosh, there should be the seagull. Then Golden Spike came together as the leader of the team. Den Mother came together as sort of the strong feminine backbone of the team. And then the hardest one to come up with was Son of Bigfoot. Salt Lake and members of the LDS Church are usually marginalized in mainstream comics. Godzilla ran over Salt Lake one time, and one of She-Hulk's secretaries is Mormon. That's it.
Holy gold plates, Brigham! Not only is Hoffman creating Mormon superheroes, he's exploring how to use new technology to create an interactive comic experience.
I publish another comic book that I do called Banana Panic. It's about a talking monkey who's a super spy, and that one I just give out at the comic book store. It's just fun for me. But the actual digital, like with the tablets coming out, the medium has so much more potential. I've been working with my brother-in-law who writes code for iPads, and what we've been doing is we're trying to make a comic book so that you can change the outcome of what happens by manipulating the panels. So it turns it into a little bit of a game or an interactive storyline. If you remember those Choose Your Own Adventure books, it's almost like that. It's to come to a certain panel, something happens, and then you choose which weapon is used or which people are in the fight, and then you affect the outcome of the comic. There's things in the medium that you can do on a tablet that you could never do in a print comic book, so it's an amazing time.
Just like other minorities, Hoffman believes it's time for Mormons to be fully represented in comic books.
Archie has a comic with Kevin, lead gay character. Now there's the world's first all-LDS super team who's coming out too, so yeah. So anything that you can find, it's out there.
Chris Hoffman will be debuting Salt City Strangers on Free Comic Book Day, May 4th at Black Cat Comics in Sugar House. Learn more about his work and series at saltcitystrangers.com. This is Troy Williams with KRCL's Radioactive.